I didn't know Hot Water Music was a band. I thought it was a record label. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Lone University. We're finally getting to Hot Water Music from your requests. And as I said, I thought this was a record label. Not too long ago, a guy I used to work with, said something to the effect of, I love all the records that Hot Water Music have released. And I guess in my mind, just music being in the band name, I thought it was like a cool indie label I needed to check out. But it's a band, and their bass player is Jason Black, who I've seen requested a lot, and based on my research, he is a fingerstyle player. He's been a member of the band since day one, and we're going to be checking out Drag My Body, which was pretty much unanimously requested, which makes my job a lot easier. But that track is from their 7th studio album called Exister, released in 2012. So without further ado, let's get to it. Drag My Body by Hot Water Music.
Well, I got my heart up in a beautiful mess. I should have known better when I took the risk. I had to wreck myself in a gamble I broke. Yeah, shaking something mental I lost for the words I once told.
Whoa.
I traded 2 steps forward for 3 steps back.
This is a great song, just already. I love the guy's voice. I didn't read much about the singer. I think Chuck, because I think I have the name here. Hopefully I have that right, because I don't have it pulled up. It's in my notes. Great voice, gravelly. This is just, again, another singer that I never know what to expect with these videos, but not to ignore the great fundamental bass going on. Sounds like we're in C sharp minor. And I hear some like intervals, like chordal stuff going on. I'm gonna go back to the beginning and get up to this point because I was trying to listen for the bass, and honestly, the vocalist just really caught me off guard because I did Dead Kennedys in the last video. Wasn't super crazy about the vocalist, and this is something I really like. I really like the tone of his voice. This is just great atmosphere, good orchestrations. I hear there's a lot of layering, just a lot to dig my teeth into, sink my teeth into.
Well, I got my heart up in a beautiful mess.
Ooh, that's got some swagger.
When I took the risk. I had to wreck myself in a gamble I broke. Yeah, shaking something mental I lost for the words I once told. I traded.
Yeah, that little interval there. Going up a little major third interval on bass. And chords on bass in that lower register, they kind of sound like the left hand of a piano. Duh. But it just doesn't ring out like chords on a guitar do. They're really clean. You can hear a lot of separation only because chords on guitar, higher register, they just have a little bit more clarity because they're not as low. So, that same interval up here, it's going to sound a lot different than, chords on bass can sound so good. That's like a little A major kind of third there. So it's going between C sharp minor up to the E, then back down to the A. So nice chord progression structure so far, and the bass just has a lot of room to really play. I'm interested to see kind of what he does as the song develops, because when there's not a riff like that, there's some guitar stuff going on, sure, but there's not like a riff that kind of boxes in a bass player. And these are the kind of soundscapes where you can really venture out and be a little busier on bass and it not sound like it's too much. It's really supporting the song, giving it a really melodic feel. Good stuff. So over here, that guitar is doing something really simple. Love that. It's a beautiful guitar tone over here on left channel. Holy shit. I forget love this.
Well, I got my head up in a critical.
You know exactly I was going to stop there if you know the song. Rip and bass fill. And, this is just what bass players do. You hit a chorus, it establishes the song's hook, the main message, you're building up to it from the verses. The bass can surely drive that, right? But after the chorus, you just want to kind of let loose and kind of get out, whatever melodic frustration you have as a bass player. It's a great time to just come in and rip a bass fill. Whatever he did. I'm going to go back and check that out because perfectly placed. Kind of the end of the chorus. Get some little double notes there. Let me list it one more time. I don't want to harp on it because I'm sure he'll do it again. Ah, that's so tasty. I don't even know what. That little, just some like string skipping there. That's kind of tough to get clean because you're kind of, sounds to me, of course, he's playing with fingerstyle. Kind of doing some like. So you got to kind of rake two strings back and forth, kind of brush them. And that's just clean technique. Sounds very like there's some feel in that bass fill. It's not going dega 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 dega. It's some accenting. Longer notes, shorter notes, but done at that kind of rapid fire pace, which is just filthy. Let's keep going. Oh, one more quick thing. Another thing I'm noticing as the song goes on is that guitar. It's over here on my left channel, this is your right side looking at the screen, but it's going. Let's see. And the bass part is kind of doing that same note choices, not the same rhythm, but it's kind of cool that a bass part is like a longer variation on that part. So it really sticks in your mind when two instruments are kind of playing the same thing, maybe different rhythms, but it's really establishing kind of the feel, the groove, albeit them playing different things. So I kind of noticed that bass player is kind of elongating what that guitar part's doing. And sometimes harmonizing with it, like right there. So they started out on that C sharp, going between the C sharp and B. And then it kind of changes. The guitar goes up to a different interval with the bass part. So it creates a bit of a harmony between them. And it's very subtle, but I like the just soundscape that makes. Unison. Now it's kind of harmonized. That's cool. This is a great freaking song. That's tasty. Whoa, that's really good. I read these requests. Drag My Body. And I'm bad about this, but I have these songs on my list that you guys request, and sometimes just the band name or the song title, I just make this assumption on what I think it's going to sound like. And this is such a beautiful melodic song, Drag My Body, just like it's like a death metal song title. It really is. This is unexpected. I need to stop doing that, but in a way it's kind of fun because I'm always surprised or caught off guard, kind of making my own generalizations without any context. And I hear the song and I'm like, whoa, nothing like what I expected. This is a perfect example here. Ooh. This part sounds a tad different bass-wise than the first chorus. First chorus, I don't know if he was moving around that much. I'm not going to go all the way back to figure it out. But that's a great thing to do as a bass player as well. On the first chorus, you want to do the bare minimum to support the song, get out of the way of the hook, the vocal, the message, and just let the chorus breathe. That's your big first, hey, this is like the climax of the song, if you will, in terms of the song's message. The chorus is what artists want you to hear. That's kind of, the message. The verses are kind of building in and out of it. But on the second chorus is a great time to change the bass line. Keep it simple to what it was on the first time and expand on it. In this chorus, it sounds like he's going up a little higher, getting a little more ambitious, because you've already established what the main first chorus should be. Now you can have a little fun with it, give it more energy. You could maybe latch onto a different part. And as I say all the time in these videos, I think the bass player, and I will die on this hill, the bass player has the most creative freedom out of any instrument in the band. Mainly rock music, but I really think all genres, this is true. Drummer has to keep time. Sure, they can do drum fills here and there, but their job is to hold down the time, the right feel. The drum sound is a big presence. The guitar, most of the time, has to hold down the chord progression. If a guitar player were to abandon that and go to, adventure too far from home base, you would kind of lose the structure of the song. But the bass can venture out and get busy and it not lose the groove, because there's a really good way to do it where you're grooving, you're not losing the pulse, but you're kind of picking parts from the drums and the guitar part and coming up with a new third part that can elevate both the job of the drummer and the guitar player and have your own melodic voice in a song. And this song is a perfect example of doing that. Never losing the groove, but having a little fun and being ambitious, and it adds some interesting flavor and energy to the song. That's kind of what I'm hearing. Fantastic placement of the notes. It's almost around the vocals and doesn't get in the way. This is kind of a masterclass on that concept to me. See, just keeping that groove going. Going up here. Little bass fill there was almost with the vocals, and you strip that busy stuff away and he's just adding a bit more movement. And there's an artistic way to not lose the kick pattern, the snare pattern, and just kind of fill it out. And you can even latch onto the vocals. Listen to this little bass fill right here. It goes right with the vocals beautifully. And as a side note, this is why I hate, honestly, kind of doing bass playthroughs for these videos, because I don't get this. I hate this, but artists will play along to a track with no vocals. Some of the best bass work I've heard is when the bass line meets the vocals and elevates them, and you lose that. So this is why I kind of like doing the studio versions. Just putting that out there, because I get a lot of requests for bass playthroughs. Listen to this. He's singing his ass off. Right there, that's awesome. Oh yeah. That's so much tasty stuff. I don't want to spend a ton of time on it, but just a great use of spreading out the notes is another important thing on bass, because that little double stop he did earlier, the A major, it's low enough where you can hear the separation and hear that harmony, but it's got that just rich, low frequency kind of thing it makes with the chords. But if you want to remove that and kind of have more separation, I can hear him going way up here going, and using that open A string kind of as your drone, maybe pedal tone. But using that open A string allows you to get up here without having to fret a lower note, because you obviously couldn't go without tapping it. So if you just use an open string, A or E, if your song happens to be in that key, those open strings lend themselves to this. But you can really keep a low note and go up here and do all kind of. You have some separation. He's just dancing around, adding little tasty stuff. It almost reminds me, this is a weird comment, but it's kind of the Geddy Lee approach. After a chorus, there's kind of a drum and bass feature where it almost sounds a little improvised, but it's really well done. Okay, we're almost there. I'm gonna let it play out. But this is really grabbing me. This is great. Dun, dun, dun. Triplet. That was cool. Chords.
Saying the whole steady now. Take a breath and
Driving. That's different.
take a step, begin again. After all, we can only do our best. I'm hardly feeling human anymore. Ain't enough to drag my body.
Oh, this is so catchy.
I'm hardly feeling human anymore. Ain't enough to drag my body from the stand up steady now.
Woo! I'm glad to discover that Hot Water Music is not a record label, and it's a real band that I can go listen to because in recent memory, this is one of the best songs I've heard in a while, just in terms of everything about the song I really liked. Started with the vocals. I really like it. The guy sounded like he sang with so much passion, like it just was real. Like you could really feel the fervor in the voice. Great bass playing, very clever guitar orchestrations. I don't feel like I touched on that enough. But left and right channels, guitar parts were almost doing something different all the time that added some like build and feel to the song, but mixed in a way where you don't even know it's there because you're so distracted by the great bass playing and the great vocal performance. And then just all coalesces on those choruses, which were massively anthemic. And I know I'm a bass channel, but this was tastefully well done stuff that if I was just hearing this song and not analyzing it, I would have noticed that bass part, how much it elevates the song, the perfect placement. And I especially love the fact that when it's time to be simple, he kept it simple. And it was those other opportune moments to come out and shine and do something really melodic that honestly matched the guitar approach perfectly. I mean, Jason Black blended so well with everything. I'm going to stop rambling. I really like this song. Thank you for recommending it. Great tune. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Please like and subscribe. Hold on, this is important. When I hit 75,000 subscribers milestone, I'm going to be doing something fun and special here on the channel. I've partnered up with Sweetwater. You won't want to miss this, so stay tuned. In the meantime, you can support the channel further over at our Patreon. Lessons, licks, tracks, helix patches, reactions you can't find on YouTube, and much more coming soon. Thanks for hanging again. Cheers. I love you all so much. Thanks for this awesome request. We will see you next time.